Hi, my name is Ruby. As you can see, I've always been at peace and one with nature, and I intend to use that wisdom today to tell you all about how I plan to entrap and ensnare Will Ferrell for my own personal gain, my own personal development, really. I'm just kidding, but he is important to this presentation. Actually, one of my favorite movies as a kid was a Will Ferrell movie called Land of the Lost. It came out in like 2009, and it really has everything you could possibly want in a movie. Time travel, dinosaurs, a human monkey sidekick. It's got it all. And I was into movies like that. I am into movies like that really because of my parents. They got me into Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, and also nature, the finer things in life, of course. Um, they just instilled a lot of that stuff in me from the time I was pretty young. My first pet ever actually was a boa constrictor named Olivia that I got when I was 5 years old. My dad was really huge in instilling that love of nature and animals in me and my brother from the time we were really young. My mom gave me the opportunities to explore my curiosity with plants. She actually took this picture of me at the zoo. But the whole plant thing started when I was 6. I found a lemon in the fridge and I just took the seeds out of it, put them in a little pot with dirt, and we grew a little baby lemon tree to our surprise. I didn't really think about plants much again until like fourth grade, where there was some garlic that had sprouted in the bottom of the fridge, so I threw it in the ground. It grew into plants, and then I put those little plants in baggies and brought them to class with me to share with my 9 and 10-year-old classmates. I thought that they would be overjoyed to take some garlic plants home with them. It just kind of blossomed after that. And then by the time I was 12 years old, I was really into DIY crafts. So I watched this YouTube video one day called DIY Mason Jar Beehive, which was pretty much the coolest thing I'd ever seen up to that point. And I very quickly became really obsessed with honeybees and beekeeping in general. Newfound fascination with honeybees didn't really fade. It got to the point where a few weeks before my 13th birthday, my mom asked what I wanted for my birthday. I took a deep breath and thought, what's the worst that could happen? And sat her down, knowing that she would say no. But I said, Mom, I really, really want a beehive. To my surprise, the next morning, she called me on my shit. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I will just become a beekeeper. So I learned as much as I could from YouTube University and became a beekeeper for my 13th birthday. All along, though, I never really saw like plants or bees or animals or anything as something I could actually learn about in school. When I grew up, I still wanted to be an artist or a genetic engineer or an FBI agent or the president or a politician or maybe an environmental lawyer or an English teacher. As I got older, though, I began to learn more about the environment and I was just completely enthralled, and I wanted to share it with everyone. Soon, for every class project where we were given the freedom to choose our own topic, I utilized this opportunity to talk about something I loved in a setting where my audience was forced to listen to what I had to say. I didn't have the same luck in regular conversations. The older I got, though, the more these little passion projects became targeted and important for me, instead of just fun and about things that I happen to love. During my later years in high school, I started thinking, like really thinking that I needed to figure this out. How was I going to save the world? Because I would sit there and I would tell people something like, oh, did you know that our current pesticides are poisoning our pollinators, which are responsible for 1/3 of every bite of food that we eat? Or, did you know that the head of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency is now an ex-oil executive? When I spit facts like that, no one really seemed to care. And I was actually dreading college because I had no idea what I would do, or whether I wanted to be an artist or an actress to donate cash to the causes I believed in, or the president so I could actually shape policy to change things. Maybe a genetic engineer who practiced real science that could help combat climate change directly. But in between all these worries, I was still watching comedies with my parents, and I realized as of late actually that Will Ferrell could really help me save the world. So, what is it about Sir Ferrell that will help you save the world? You may be asking. That's great. I'm glad you asked. Thank you. I'll let you know. He's entertaining. That's why people like comedies, right? They're entertaining. You don't have anything important to pay attention to. They're funny, they're appealing, they're relaxing, and pretty much anyone, everywhere can watch them. By the end of the movie, you usually end up caring about something, like some guy that screams at golf balls. His life becomes really important to you. So I was thinking about this and realized it seems like people pay more attention to things that aren't shoved down their throats. It's easier to be invested in something that's easy to invest in. No one could listen to me for 5 minutes, but movies are designed for people to sit in a dark room and pay attention to only that for hours. The thing about that, though, is that no one cares about a movie they missed the first half of. That's why an introduction is important. You can't just spit facts and expect people to care about it. Anyways, I transferred to UF hoping to gain a base knowledge of the social and fiscal importance of our current agricultural systems because I want to understand where implementation of ecologically sustainable approaches is achievable while still appreciating and upholding social, economic, and human food supply requirements. I don't know where I'll find myself career-wise after graduating other than working to make the world a better place somewhere, and keeping in mind the fact that I should try to make it enjoyable and easy for people to care before telling them why they should. Because why would anyone invest their time in a movie they missed the first half of?